Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, Friday, the 18th of December 2015, just a week, more or less, even less than a week before Christmas. And here we are, just after visiting for a break the Hellenic Center and attend the famous bazaar of the Hellenic Center's group called the Lykion των Ελληνίδων, the Lycée of the Greek Ladies in London, which produced a great result following the successful dinner earlier this month at the Royal Thames Yacht Club. Our markets now, big drops. You don't need to be told more. The collapse this week, the all-time record low of the BDI, is a reality. The index was up since yesterday 6 points at 477 after it was stranded for 2 days at 471 points. And seriously speaking, this is a very interesting times we're living in, and let's see how we will proceed further. The index was also down 45 points this last Friday's closing of 522 points. The big drops happened, of course, on the capers, which, although they remained steady since yesterday at 524 points, there were 255 points, I repeat, 255 points below the closing of last Friday, when they stood at 779 points. The Panamax was up. Good news for the size we have always supported in writing or whatever, any means. The Panamax were up 5 points to 426, up 16 points this last week's closing of 410 points. The Supras up just a point at 449, minus 2 since last week's 451 points. And finally, the last of the dries, the Handies, down 1 point at 273 points and also down 9 points since last week's 282. Not very good news, let me say, on the wets. The dirties, they were down a point at 897, but 23 points down since last Friday's closing of 920. And finally, the cleans down also 1 point at 565, up 9 points since last week closing at 556. The price of oil, whether you count it on the WTI or Brent, is close to $35. Caution again. What has happened? Why we have all this situation here? Because everybody has abandoned all sense of reality, and I repeat this, everybody has abandoned all sense of reality, and this is the result of this. We hope that 2016 will be a better year for investing in the shipping industry, and as we have always maintained, the very good structured shipping companies will go ahead. This is very important. I don't need to tell you more. You can log on and see the prices on the stock markets of the shipping companies. They are slashed, with exceptions of a very few companies that they are very robust financially. Others are in tatters. Geopolitics now. Big issues here again. We have, in my view, have entered a phase where we're close to Third World War III. This is something very, very serious. Peace in Syria and Iraq, we're waiting to see what's going to happen over there. Too many women spoil the broth. Too many people are there trying to, nations to destroy ISIS. Let's see how they're going to do it, you know. There's only one master on the ship, by the way, okay? Now, migrants, a very big problem. It shows again, as we have mentioned numerous times, how divided the European Union is. Climate state, everybody's trying to see how the shipping industry improves its record, but the shipping industry has the best record by far from all other industries put together. The world recession is in recession. China is the big issue here. And of course, expect unexpected things unless the Chinese change their mind in the South China Sea with the EZ problems in the region. Climate change, the Paris Accord, I'm not very pleased with it. Let's see who's going to keep it. Russia has its own agenda. Turkey is playing with fire, and it's very dangerous because you don't know what Turkey is going to do next. Nobody knows, except those who have studied in depth the behavior of the Turks. And behavior of the Turks in our region is the last 1,000 years. As the Americans say, the Turks are new kids in the block. I'm using this American expression, new kids in the block in the Eastern Mediterranean. So expect unexpected things from the Turks. They must come down to their senses before one day they really come down to their knees. In Africa, problems with Boko Haram and the others there. Let's see what's going to happen. Greece, a country to be watched. Let's see how they will organize the payments due to the lenders. Let's see how the opposition stands with this weekend's late election for a new leader. Finally, the Americans, we're expecting to see what's going to come up from the Americans for the American election. America needs a leader in action, not in words. This is what we expect from the superpower. And of course, one has to say that, okay, we are optimistic for 2016, but it's still going to be a messy year. I hope for a rebirth of the world in 2016. Of course, rebirth doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy time, but we must ensure that at least we cooperate, particularly in business, and we come to terms with realities. This is a very important issue. Hope you enjoy the coming festivities. We will speak after Christmas, and we wish you the best for the festive season, wherever you are, worldwide, yellow, red, black or white or whatever. Enjoy this break, time to think and reflect of what we have to correct and make our life in the planet more pleasant. This is John Faraclas from allaboutshipping.co.uk. Over and out.